Welcome to Slant News, where we give you the latest scoop on the world of professional wrestling. Today, we're going to talk about the November 29th, 23 episode of AEW Dynamite, the show that never fails to deliver action, drama, and surprises. Here are 3 things we hated and 3 things we loved from this week's episode. Hated, the Outrunners ruined the main event. The main event of the night was a 6-man tag match between the Elite, Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, and Matt Jackson, and the team of Samoa Joe, Keith Lee, and MJF. The match was a fast-paced and hard-hitting affair, with both teams showing off their chemistry and skills. However, just when it seemed like Samoa Joe was about to make Adam Cole tap out to the coquina clutch, the lights went out and the Outrunners appeared on the stage. The Outrunners are a new faction that debuted at Full Gear, consisting of former WWE stars Swerve Strickland, Toni Storm, and Claudio Castagnoli. They attacked Samoa Joe, Keith Lee, and MJF, causing a disqualification and a brawl. The Elite joined in the fray, and the show ended with the Outrunners standing tall over the fallen faces. We hated this because it felt like a cheap way to end a great match, and it took away from the momentum of Samoa Joe, Keith Lee, and MJF, who are all potential challengers for the AEW World Championship. Loved, Wheeler Yuta wins the Continental Classic. The Continental Classic is a tournament that features 16 of the best wrestlers from around the world, competing for a shot at the AEW World Championship. The final match of the tournament was between Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia, 2 young and talented wrestlers who have impressed the fans and the critics alike. The match was a technical masterpiece, with both men showcasing their mat skills, agility, and resilience. After a back-and-forth battle, Wheeler Yuta managed to catch Daniel Garcia in a roll-up and pin him for the win. Wheeler Yuta celebrated his victory with his mentor, Orange Cassidy, and his friends, Chuck Taylor and Chris Statlander. We loved this because it was a well-deserved win for Wheeler Yuta, who has been one of the most consistent performers in AEW. It also sets up an intriguing match between Wheeler Yuta and Kenny Omega, who have very different styles and personalities. Hated, Tony Khan's big announcement. Tony Khan, the owner and president of AEW, came out to the ring to make a big announcement. He said that he had signed a deal with a major network to air a new weekly show called AEW Rampage, which would feature more matches, more stars, and more surprises. He also said that AEW Rampage would debut on January 1, 2024, and that the first episode would be a special 2-hour event called AEW Rampage, New Year's Smash. He then invited the fans to pre-register for tickets, which would go on sale on December 15th. We hated this because it felt like a letdown after all the hype and speculation. We were expecting something more exciting, like a new signing, a new partnership, or a new match. We also felt like Tony Khan was oversaturating the market with too much content, and that AEW Rampage would take away from the quality and focus of AEW Dynamite. Loved, Toni Storm turns heel. Toni Storm is one of the most popular and charismatic wrestlers in AEW. She is known for her upbeat attitude, her rockstar style, and her impressive moves. However, on this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, she showed a darker side of her personality. She was scheduled to face Mariah May, a newcomer who had impressed the fans with her athleticism and beauty. The match was a squash, with Toni Storm dominating Mariah May from start to finish. However, after the match, Toni Storm refused to let go of Mariah May, and continued to assault her with punches, kicks, and slaps. She then grabbed a microphone and cut a scathing promo, saying that she was sick and tired of being overlooked and underappreciated by the fans, the management, and the locker room. She said that she was the best wrestler in the world, and that she was going to prove it by destroying everyone in her path. She then challenged Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion, to a match at AEW Rampage, New Year's Smash. We loved this because it was a shocking and effective heel turn, and it added a new dimension to Toni Storm's character. It also set up a potential feud with Hikaru Shida, who is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and who could have a classic match with Toni Storm. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching Slant News, and don't forget to tune in next week for more news on AEW Dynamite. Until then, stay slanted, stay informed, and stay awesome.